So I'm just going to do a very quick demo of a portrait and proportions, and I'm going to just show you slightly to the side and face on. So we'll start with face on. So you just draw an oval, and then if you cut it in half down the center with a light line and then cut it in half across, then you'll find your eyes, you place your eyes, they're halfway, usually halfway down the face. So you might draw in your eye and then draw in your eyelid, and then the distance between the eyes is usually the same as the length of one of the eyes. So this distance here is important to get it wide enough, because otherwise it will look incorrect. So you can draw the other eye, and then you can create expression by having the eyes wide open or the eyes more lazily closed. And then your nose is usually halfway down again, so you can use this center to then, that centers the position of your nose, obviously looking at the shape of the nose. Some people have wider ones, some people have thinner ones. And then your mouth again is halfway again, and you can use this position to center your lips, and again choosing how thin or thick your lips are will depend on the person. And then the oval of the chin, and then the cheeks you can draw in as sort of ovals, or kind of ovals on their side. And then your brow bones are again ovals on their side, and that will then indicate where the eyebrows are going to be placed. Obviously some people have more eyebrows than others. And then you've got these lines here, and these are the lines where your ears are usually bigger than you think, and they usually come down to the nose or the mouth, depending on, some people have obviously very tiny ears which aren't that long. And then always looking at the shape of the ear, you've got this kind of wiggly bit and these kind of other bits. And then hair always goes on top. So if somebody has hair, especially if it's very voluminous, it goes on top. You might have a fringe coming across the face, but the actual the actual hair will go on top of the line of the head, so it's an extra layer. And then the neck is usually around here, and shoulders are usually quite wide. They can quite often be as wide as the length of the head. So that's a very quick demo for straight on. Then if you're doing slightly side on, again you draw your oval, and you can then use your curved, you would curve your line of where it's cutting across, and then curve your lines, so again the eyes will be roughly halfway, the nose will be roughly halfway, the mouth again roughly halfway. And just bearing in mind that then the eye that's nearer you, actually let's have it, try and get it looking at you, the eye that's nearer you will appear bigger, because the eye that's slightly further away, you've got a bit of foreshortening happening here. And then of course the ear will appear to be, the ear that's nearer you will appear to be bigger. You might not even be able to see the ear on the other side. And then working out where the cheeks go. Similar with the lips, like the lip nearer you might appear, well, it's going to appear to be longer because of the angle. It's sort of disappearing a bit that side. And again, hair goes on top. And then looking for the shape of the ear, it's kind of shell-like, really difficult to draw without looking at an actual ear. And the other thing is this distance here, quite important to get it wide enough, because very often we, and I do it all the time, kind of don't put enough space here between the ear and the end of the eye. So always kind of check and recheck that your ear will generally come out further than you might think. So and then I'll just very quickly do a profile one. So with the profile, obviously it depends on the shape of the nose, but it's a very different thing. With the eye, it's one of the most difficult things to get, but the lid of the eye is like a line here, and you've got the eyelash here, and then you imagine it like it's a sort of sphere, but it's on its side. So you have, it's almost like you're drawing a triangle on its side, and that's your eye. And then you would have, you know, your cheekbone is cutting here, you might have the plane of the nose here, the brow is here, maybe the eyebrow is slightly higher up than that, and again, you know, hair on top. And then obviously your ear, I've lost I've lost space to draw the ear this time, but you can measure the ear sometimes in line with the mouth, sometimes in line with the nose, depending on how big people's ears are, but generally the top of the ear is usually in line with the eyebrow or the eye, so that's something to look out for. And then obviously the chin, depending on how big the chin is, again it's a curve, you might draw it as a circle to kind of emphasize that. And then the jawline varies, you know, from person to person. Some people's are small, some people's are large, and you can take a plumb line up to work out where the neck, you know, depending on how small the person's neck is, you can use a ruler or something to take a plumb line up and work out where it intersects, and where it intersects against, say, the edge of the nose or the end of the lips and things like that, and that will inform you where it sits. So I hope you enjoyed that very, very quick demo for different ways of tackling portraits.